Good night, everyone. Today today is Sunday, 7th of the 7th month, and this is our podcast, which is going to be a top 10 or maybe a little more of movies that we all have seen or know about. And we will start with the first movie that we have in our list is Interstellar. So, like for example, if I were to put it on a number to 1 to 10, Raul, Christian, you guys that have maybe seen it because I just seen parts of
Yeah.
it, but you will place it as a top 10 or top one. It's tended from like the lowest to the highest that is one.
All right.
Well, maybe I will place Interstellar in number 3 or 4. It's a quite really good movie because it's not only an interesting and entertaining movie, but it has like um a lot of
Ideas.
mm, ideas, and not only ideas, but genres. It is like in some parts it is a drama movie, some parts it is an interesting movie, in some parts it is like a documental, in some parts it is an action movie. So it involves like a lot of genres of movies. So that makes it like, well, a really good movie because a lot of people would agree with me because some people like drama, some people like action, some people like um, documental stuff, things that make you learn. And this movie talks about really interesting subjects like the law of relativity, the space time, how the space time affects. Well, like the same word says, how in some places, like in a black hole, the the time goes a lot slower. So a minute in there is like a lot of time in Earth or in another planet. So it involves like not only entertaining and science fiction, but it also involves some true physics topic, some some stuff that, well, it's real. Of course it is also a science fiction movie. It is like a mixture of both, but the topic of space-time law of relativity, well, that's real. So for me it's really interesting how they show you, for example, the fifth dimension, how they show you, like I told before, how the time expands or uh, dilates, and well, I believe that makes it some of the best movies ever because it makes you learn in a simple way, in a dynamic way, in a visual way. You can understand how the law of relativity works. Like for example, someone who has never learned about it or does not know anything. Well, with that movie, it's pretty easy to understand the space time, uh, how the space time works, um, and well, I like that those topics. So for me, it was like mind blown, like how they show, for example, the fifth dimension. Like I've always like had a theory of how the fifth dimension might be, but I never had like a visual idea.
Representation.
Yes, and once I see the fifth dimension in there, how the strings, how uh, uh, how they see it, how he sees through the bookshelf. So that's like a really visual and easy way do to understand or to have an idea of how it might be when the black hole sucks the, well, yes,
So
I don't, it, well, yes, not sucks, but when it travels through the black hole. And I don't know what you think. What do you think?
Or regarding the words that I think that the movie has a well-deserved number three place. And for me, the movie was quite interesting to see. Can you listen to me clear and well, or need to speak louder? Hello?
Hello?
Do you
Hello.
need to speak louder, or do you listen to me well?
Yes, I listen to you well.
Right. So, for instance, the Interstellar for me was an really great movie when the first time that I see it, and the ideas that they explore in the movie, and they have an proven physics base. Honestly, I think that most of the ideas and concepts of the movie has studied the physics and also how they have multiple scenes that involve multiple types of, of cinema. I think that the movie is very all by itself. So I think that the number three, two, one is well deserved for this movie. I'm going to say for number three. I don't know what you say because you're the left to talk about it.
Well, that seems to be your opinion, guys.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So, what's your opinion, or you want to go to the next movie?
Next movie, because I do not know nothing about Interstellar. I mean, it's looks like a good movie as you depicted, but I never seen it. So yeah. Okay, the next movie I have seen it is The Conjure or The Conjuro. Raul, you wanted this to be on the list. Which from 1 to 10 would you rank it up?
Nine.
9. Okay.
Honestly, was the movie depicted on a supposed paranormal story regarding this demon called Balak. I'm not really sure if the demon was actually called Balak or they just invented the name of the entity. But the movie explores the story from this girl played in the Ouija, and then he got how do you say he had been demonized. He has been when he's chairman the demon for the Ouija. I don't remember the actual term when you say endemoniado, demonized, whatever. Uh,
Uh, it would be you would say
Brute, like
I
no.
don't
To
remember the term.
say it would
Or
be possessed, poseído.
possessed, yes.
well, when this guy got possessed, he was like in another identity, of course, and like he had another like he had another voice, he had another mind within her, and also the movie shows her having some telekinesis abilities, and also it was brain kinesis. I don't remember the exact name, but the this woman could control the brain and also could control the thunder because at the end of the movie he controls the brain in order to strike a thunder into a tree and then shaping it like a well shaping it in a pointy form so then the demon can kill the host in order to get free or no what I'm not really sure why the demon killed the possessed woman. And that's mostly it. The movie includes some screamers, I don't know. The
Well,
movie also, alright, go ahead, Richard.
like for me, for real, like all those kind of movies, like The Conjure, the Night of the Devil, and all of those really get me really confused. I've seen some of them, but I don't remember exactly what was the Conjure about. So,
The comedy went about the British girl that cat possessed while playing with her. I don't know you heard the story about the Warren.
the- which, like, can you give me a little context so I remember?
But the Warrens are the ones that the home ghost hunters will like start to say. They try to exercise this house when well the Warrens are some spirituals that exercises these kind of entities and also possessions. And you remember the movie called Annabelle, and this
Yes.
also is related to these people that the warning try to the these people take Annabelle to their museum and then they exhibit there within, I don't know, some type of protections that God meant. I don't know.
Yes, I kind of
That's why.
remember. Is the one like that it happens like in a British house?
Yes, in the
Something
British
like.
House.
Yes, I know which.
Well,
Well, I don't consider it like in the top 10. I would say it's a entertaining, more or less movie, but it's like a little bit ridicule. I don't really get scared with that. So I don't misunderstand me. I like it. I don't have trouble looking at it. It's an entertaining movie, like I said, but I don't think it's like in a top 10. It's not like a really difficult movie, like to make like a lot of effects or something. It's like not not so um not so elaborated movie. So I don't think it's even in the top 10, but I believe it's an entertaining movie. So I like it, but definitely not in the top 10 for me.
Okay.
well, I guess suggested, but like for me, for the story that it represents, and also for all the contextual historical ambience that it has, I think that kind of 9-10 ranking will be good. But that's the discussion, you know. And you, Vico, what do you think?
Big.
Oh, what happened?
Do something.
I didn't hear.
What do you think about the movie?
To be honest, I've never been a huge fan of demonic possessions. I mean, I watched Constantine once, but for
Same movie.
me, the movie it's good in its own way. Its suspension can give you one chills in their spines, and at the end, well, the ending, I would say it was not or would be surprising depending on how you see it, because many of the times, just by looking at the first scenes, you can already guess what's going to happen at the end.
Hmm.
And but at the end of the day, for me, movies like that are not my style.
Okay.
Okay, okay, let's
Moving on.
what?
Moving on.
Moving on, we will go with Friday the 13th, where Jason Voorhees is our main protagonist, you could say, antagonist.
Okay. Like like we're gonna talk about the saga in general
Let's
or
talk
one
about the
specific.
first movie, but the
The
second movie
first
then.
movie.
Uh,
Well, the second one because in the first one he doesn't even really even
yeah,
have
it's
a
not
mask.
him; it's
So
her mother.
yeah. So the second one. Well, I like Jason Voorhees. I like horror movies. I like slasher characters. Jason is one of my favorites. It's not my favorite, but I like well the concept of the hockey mask and a 2 meter zombie, which is invincible and unkillable and super powerful. But they are well uh, easy to make movies, cheap movies. I like them, but there are so cheap movies, so fantastic movies. Like they don't really have anything to learn about. It's just gore and entertainment. Uh, like I said, I like them. I like them. I like horror movies a lot. Actually, it's one of my favorite genres. But I don't think it's also on the top 10 movies. Maybe in horror movies, if we label the top 10 horror movies or slasher, I would put him in number 3 or 4. But if we took the whole movies, the whole cinema, movies ever made. Well, I don't think it's even on the top 50. There are a lot of better movies, but I do like Jason. Jason is a good character. It's a good concept. Interesting movies. I like how he's invincible, how he kills, and like you always got in suspense in the movie. But also, it's a lot of it's very predictable. Like when you see the first, second, third movie, from there on, you know what is gonna happen because they are so predictable. It always happened the same. He starts chasing someone, and then it disappears, and then it appears like the person escaped, and then suddenly uh, a jump scene, and he appears and kills them. It's basically like the majority of horror movies. They're chasing someone, they suddenly appear to escape, and suddenly the sledger appear magically, like it teletransported, and just kill them. So it's fun to watch, but it's not like the best movie ever.
Hmm. So you, Raul, what would you say?
I have nothing to say about the movie. Nothing. I haven't seen it, and I don't care about it.
You've never seen them?
Nah.
Oh, that's so gay. Just kidding.
Hmm. Bueno, well, let's say that we're placing on number 8, 10, 9.
Um, number nine.
Oh,
Number 9, okay. Okay, next movie, Batman: The Dark Knight.
That might be number 6 or
Why is
5.
that? Why would you say that is number 6?
I will base everything in one character, which I have already commented in class. That Heath Ledger Joker is so badass. There, in my opinion, there will never be um, a Joker that badass. And also, not only the Joker, it has a lot of good um, actors. Like for example, you can see Morgan Freeman. You can see the man from the Saw. The well, yes, the Saw, the old guy, the one that makes the traps. Um, you can also see the guy from Peaky Blinders in some scenes. You can see well, Heath Ledger, rest in peace. So bad he had to die because it could have been really cool if there was like another movie from that saga which involved the Joker again because he does not die. He gets captured, so it will be like it would have been really cool to have another or more or not another or maybe some more movies with that Joker, but he had to overdose and die. Thank you, Heath Ledger. But um, I believe that um, the author, the actors, um, everything, the effects, the point, the story of the Joker's trying to make people turn into evil, how he is a menace and how he doesn't care. For example, the scene where he burns the money, that's so badass for me, where he says that guys like him only need a little fuel and fire. That they don't care about money. That is so cheap, and that is what a good criminal is made of. And he burns the money. The scene when he explodes the hospital, which was it is known that it was improvised, that was not supposed to happen, and he improvised in that moment where he was being filmed, and it made a badass scene, which will be always remember when he explodes the hospital, the scenes where he talks in the camera, where also where he explains the why so serious, where his dad um, was drunk and always hit his mom and himself, I don't know, like that psychologic criminal mind that is made up in that movie. I like a lot of uh, everything about criminals series, about how they think, how they act, how what's their purpose, why they do what they do, and that's a really good representation of what a true evil or a true criminal is made of. So for me, it's so badass, like how he acts, how he gets in that character. I think it will never be a Joker like him. I
I'll
like a
pass
lot of
John here.
Joaquin Phoenix Joker. Also, it's a pretty good Joker, but the
Oh,
the status is very high with that Heath
yes,
Ledger
yes.
Joker. So I don't know. What's your opinion?
For me, the movie was quite good when I saw it when I was a little kid because both Batman and Joker were good characters, you could say. And Joker was more, I could say, more authentic to its role as the main villain that wanted to see the city of Gotham burn.
Yes,
And Batman was trying to be like the little
the
a little flame
consciousness.
to keep the city from not going into total darkness.
Well, for me, the movie was actually great. I think that he has in a well the first 6 to 7 or 5, whatever position in top. And also agree with most of your opinions. And following the idea of this Joker could never be surpassed because the actor has made a great job in providing the scene of the explosion and also the scene of the morning money. And I don't know, guys. I agree with all you have said about it. Moving on, Vic.
Okay, moving on. Let's talk about Inside Out. When which I would
That's a
place it on
pretty good movie.
7.
What? That's a pretty good movie. Really, I love that movie. Even though it's like an animated movie, you might think it's a kid movie, but if you really understand and visualize, you you understand a lot of things. How emotions make you unconscious and make you act without premeditating. How emotions fight each other. How the subconscious mind works, how the memory works, how the brain works. It is like an animated movie, but it has like a lot of
Facts within it.
even esoteric stuff, like all the things about the mind, about the power of the mind, about the mind over matter, mind over emotions. Like I don't know, it really gives you a message of how emotions make up your personality through the years, how in the poverty everything changes and you start developing a new, for example, in number two, in Inside Out 2, which just came out, I already saw it, uh, they show you how another new emotions start getting involved and start killing, well, not killing, but making all emotions disappear and send them, well, basically to the subconscious, or to a place in the mind where they are not, they cannot, how can I say, they cannot, uh,
Erase, they cannot manifest
yes,
with
manifest. That's exactly the word that I was looking for. They cannot manifest anymore because other emotions are have control over them, and how poverty uh, changes everything. It is like a really, really good movie, and it's really simplified. So it's really cool because kids can start more or less to understand. Like maybe with animations, they don't understand. Um, medically or anatomically what is happening, but the fact that they see characters and have animated uh, animated characters or cartoons, they can understand in a simpler way than uh, in a scientific way. So they might not really understand the root, but they kind of understand what is kind of happening. It's really simplified for the kids. So I believe it's a really good movie with a really good message that um, it's for every age. Like every age, like a person of every age can understand it in a different way, but like they all kind of get the message.
What do you think, Nick?
Um, I would say that the movie it's quite good as well because for the most part the movie like the five emotions that one has at the beginning of their life, which are well the first one that Riley had in the movie was happiness or joy as they call her. Then it was sadness, and then she developed other three emotions which were like fear, anger, and disgust, which are the you could say the some of the emotions that most of us as children like, well we show because at that
Mhm.
age we are not that very good at controlling them. And I would say that later on when Joy tries like to erase any sad memories, just that the almost at the end discover that sad memories can turn also into happy ones. Is when when Joy realized that she is not the only important emotion that Riley needs, because sadness is a part of us all, and also that some emotions with time, like we have seen in the latest movie, and well, I have seen in clips from Inside Out 2, is that some emotions like can how could I say it, evolve. Like for example, in Riley's head, the one that is controlling everything, you could say, is joy, the happiness. But in her parents, for his dad is the one of you could say anger, and his mom is the one of sadness. But it's not because of those raw emotion of anger and sadness. It's because in the mother is empathy, and in the father it's like protective sorry, like desire to protect his family. That's something that I find interesting, that some emotions grow into something else.
It's
Well,
really
for
interesting how emotions make up your reality. Like the emotion which is winning in that moment, or the emotion that is manifesting, transform your whole reality. So if you learn how to control those emotions, well, you could manifest or see the reality however you like. But the majority of time, the emotions are have control over you because you're in a subconscious state.
Hmm.
well, for me, the Inside Out movie was good, but I think I really want to see the part where Riley rose up and finds, I don't know, and she develops logics and develops, I don't know, self-awareness, develops all these ideas that, what do you say? If I want to say, I really want to see when Riley develops these, what do you call it? It
Faculties,
puts, no, this personality that is kind of narcissistic because when you want something for yourself and you work for it, and it's kind of the ego, but I don't remember the name exactly.
Ew.
like
And what?
egocentric,
Yes, when she
egolance.
develops an ego, I want to see how that character takes
Like
manages within the Riley's brain.
Mm, well, I don't know exactly how to say it.
Well, okay. Let's just state how really develops an ego. Moving on.
Yes. Moving on. Next movie. Starship Troopers or Invasión,
Never
as
seen
they
it.
know in Spanish. Have you ever seen it?
No.
You, Christian?
Neither do I. So
Okay.
no. So
Well,
it's
I'm
on
not
you.
gonna put
Whatever.
it on
You
a
put it wherever you
top,
want it.
on a big list, but I would place it in an eight because, well, the main story of the movie is like there's no democracy. You could say it's more like a military dictatorship in which your score in your school and your life means dictate where you're going to land if you were to join a job. For example, like if you have a low score but really high scores in and your physics class, not physics like quantum physics or like that, but physical um things like if you're a good player, if you're strong, etc. You're good at mobile infantry, which is the army. And if you are quite well, really intelligent with high scores and everything, you belong into the fleet, which are normally pilots and well, that can pilot any type of ship in the movie, which is you could say futuristic in a way. And then you have which are intelligence, which if we were to compare them, we have the army, we have the air force, and then we have like the secret agency, which are the ones that investigate everything. Well, in this universe, they fight alien threat, which are the arachnids, which are is a race that they thought that was just bugs that killed everything on sight. But then they learned that they have intelligent cast, a brain bug that controls them and knows what to do against the humans. So instead of being like a normal battle of to see who wins over a planet, it became a survival of species between humanity and the arachnids. Guys?
Well, that seems like fascinating movie.
Yeah, one day
Although I never
I'm going
seen
to
it.
have you. I'm going to have to put the movie for you guys.
That'll be great.
Okay.
I don't know. Following the context of what you just said,
Yes.
from the movie, I could imagine it in the seventh to ninth position, probably. Because I think that this kind of movies that relate spaceship and stuff like that
Okay.
are really fascinating for me.
Mm-hmm.
And probably when you just put it in those places, and what you think, Christian, about it.
Well, I think that's not my kind of movie. To be
All right.
to be honest,
So moving on. Moving on,
I
please.
could give the doubt benefit and watch it
The benefit
maybe,
of the
but
doubt,
that
you
doesn't
say, not the
sound
doubt of
like
the
my
benefit.
kind of movie.
Okay, we already have half an hour on this. Okay, next movie. Despicable Me or Mi Villano Favorito, as we know it here in Mexico.
All right.
I would say, I would say Despicable Me is a two,
What?
a two.
All right.
Why?
Okay.
Because
I've
just
never seen it.
you have never seen Mi Villano Favorito, Despicable Me. Sorry.
No, I've never seen it.
My brother in Christ, have you lived under a rock? They're
Yes.
going to bring out like the fourth movie, and you haven't seen the first one.
Haven't.
Mm. Well,
I'm not uh, a real. I don't really watch a lot of TV or movies
okay.
or stuff. I don't. I don't. That let's say that the TV it's not a thing that I regularly use.
Oh, okay. You, Raul?
Well, I've seen it sometimes, but honestly, It's not a great movie, but I know quite. I don't find myself quite liking it, because it has, I don't know, the ideas that it represents to me, the villain, the this person he has captive a lot of minions, and then what are they? What I don't know. I just find the movie with a lot of dilemmas, a lot of. I'm not really sure that I am clicking on the story, and also I don't know. It just for me, it was such a hit movie that I really could not relate to any way. It just wasn't for me an emotionless kind of movie to watch. It was something to watch with my nephews that are adopted, It's something that I wouldn't watch all by myself. So probably I'll rank it out of the rack.
Hmm. And okay, where would you put it?
Out of the rack completely.
Where?
Out of the rank,
Not,
like number 20 or something.
Tja.
just put it, you can put it on 10 if you want to.
Okay, let's put it on 10. So it's okay. Okay, next more Beard Box
Right, right. Number 3
3.
or 2.
You
I don't know. What do you think?
well, I've
No,
seen.
I don't think it's even on the top 10.
Nah, I mean Beard Box is good, but it's not that memorable well, because the plot is not that interesting for me because how can I say this? It starts with people killing themselves, and just because they see something that makes them will try to kill themselves, and then they tell us that there are people that don't that can see the creatures that make people go mad and kill themselves. But they can see them and not go mad, but instead try to make other people see the creatures. And it's something that I once tried to like know why is this, but it seems a theory is that the people who have like how could I say it, like a mental illness, like those who are like psychopaths or people that doesn't matter, don't care if they kill or not, can see the creatures and in a way like turn into servants to try to find people to kill. I don't know if I am explaining myself.
Yes, you did. Well, the thing that I like about this movie is that the ideas of the that it explores. The idea of some sort of demon, whatever entity that it is, making people to kill themselves. That's actually what I think that the plot is really right on, because I haven't seen anything like it before. The, I'm ranking it because the originality of the plot. Not because, well, I think that the movie itself is nice, all right, but by the idea of the plot, that the originality of it. I don't know if you guys have seen some movie like have this kind of ideas or plot. That's the way I'm ranking it. But honestly, probably following your opinions, I agree on most of them. So probably in a eighth, seventh position.
In the eighth position, you would put it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Uh,
Because I
I
I
will
I,
rank
I
it
agree with
with
your opinion.
mm, okay. So next one. Let's go with what movie was it again? The one that has this clown. This clown.
Terror
Terrifying.
Project.
Terrifier. Yes. You guys have seen it.
I'm
Yes.
on.
Okay. Could you
I
explain
think
it
the
to
second
me?
one. I think.
Number one.
I saw the second one. I don't know. The last one that was in the cinema
I don't
was
know
the
which
second
one
one.
was that.
Well, it's a pretty gore movie, pretty gory movie. It shows really explicit deaths. So like I'm not really a fan of that hard gore. Like I like Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees because they're like kind of horror and gore, but not so explicit and awful like Terrifier. Like it's not a bad movie because it actually makes you uncomfortable watching. So it accomplishes its purpose, I guess. So I couldn't say it's a bad movie because that's what the movie is made for. But I'm not really fan of that so explicit gore kind of movies. Like the the more gore, like the goriest movie that I like, I think it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it's not that gory or that explicit compared to Terrifier or those kind of movies. Um, so like I said, I don't think it's a bad movie because it accomplishes its purpose, which is make you uncomfortable. So maybe I could rank it as number nine or something, but I'm not a fan of that explicit kind of gore movies.
Hmm.
Well,
You, Raul?
I don't know. I'm not really sure about if it will be in the top. I will say top 10 or something like that. But I agree with Christian with what was has that a lot of publicity, a lot of things, you know. Honestly, I'm not. I mean, at the time I seen the movie, I wasn't paying really a lot of attention, so I really catch the moments. But I don't think because I was really doing something else in the time. But I agree with Christian because when at the time you look back at the TV and then see all that, just oh my god, it was a little bit of disgusting, you know. And just, you know, it just gives me back to what I was doing originally. But yes, probably 10, 10 position, 9 position. Up to you, Vic.
Hmm. Okay. 10th position, number 10.
All right,
No, no, I'm asking number 10 or not.
take whatever.
Okay. Okay, next movie, Pinocchio, the one from Guillermo del Toro.
Great movie, number 3.
Number 3,
A
yeah, I would
second.
agree. Well, maybe a number
I've never
2.
seen it, so
Well, let's explain it to you. Raul, do you want to explain the movie for him?
Explaining to you because I've seen it by shops. No,
Oh,
not entirely. Okay.
well, okay. I have seen the movie. Okay. Well, first of all, this movie it's about Pinocchio, but Pinocchio wasn't like in the movie from Disney. No, this movie starts with Geppetto, the old man who was having a conversation with his son, and yes, he had a son before Pinocchio. And the thing is that um, this in this moment there was a war ongoing in that country where the movie goes, and when Geppetto and his son were on the church that were in his village repairing the statue of, well, not I wouldn't say statue, but like the crucifix where Jesus is. Suddenly Geppetto went out to find some. No, 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 no. Geppetto didn't went out alone. No, he went out with his son to go home, but his son forgot a little pine cone that he was trying to save for it to grow. But once he got the pine cone and was trying to leave, suddenly a lot of airplanes appeared in the sky and mistaking the village church as a base of operations for for renegades or for an enemy soldiers, they bombed it with the sun inside. And well, Gepetto saw his son get killed, and they bury him where the pine cone was also buried in. And from that pine cone, well, a great tree appeared. So Gepetto, in his sad and delusional state because he was drunk, he cut down the tree that was in his son's grave and made a wooden boy. Not a wooden boy like in the movie from Disney, like good looking or like that. No, he did a mess of a woodwork. He was just he was drunk, so he was doing a lot of mistakes. And once he finished the wooden boy, he just went to sleep until the wooden boy that had like Pepe Grillo inside of him, um, mm, and talked to a fairy that different from the movie that looked human from in Disney. This one looked like more like an angel form because it had wings, it had everything like that. So the creature that gave the wooden boy life and told to Pepe Grillo that he would be like his consciousness, his voice inside his head to avoid him doing stupid things. But we all know what Pinocchio does. He doesn't care. But in this movie, he was like a new someone that didn't know exactly what to do because well because he was just alive and was trying to live the fullest. And for some, and the movie is quite good to be honest. I would recommend it because it talks about how grief can take people to dark places, how ignorance or can also lead to dangerous situations, or how people's greed can hurt others. It's a it's quite interesting. I would recommend it to anyone if you want to see it alone or with your family. Okay, next one, Harry Potter, the first one. I would say top one.
Well, whatever. I can remember actually the first Harry Potter, but three movies anyway.
Yeah,
Quick, how much
Christian.
time is left?
Okay, how much time? We almost have the full hour. 3 more minutes, two more. We have 1 hour of video and oh shit. So okay, let's finish this quickly. Just to put in there, no more explanation.
What are the words? What are the words?
What are the words? Where
Number
you
one.
would put it?
Okay,
Number
okay,
one?
number one, absolutely.
Okay, number one. Okay, Halloween, the word number Michael Myers, number five, The Godfather, El Padrino. I would
Mm,
say number two.
Two.
absolutely,
Yes,
yeah.
number two, definitely.
El Señor de los Anillos or Lord of the Rings, I would place it on number five.
Nine.
Nine.
Well,
Absolutely. I have to.
Okay, nine. Coraline, yes, I would place that on number four because it's entertaining. And that would be all our images. The ones here are just extras. Oh, Inception, I forgot.
Oh, tell me,
Inception,
number
number
one.
two
Tell
or
me.
one.
number one. Okay,
Number
Number
two
one.
or one. Yes.
that was a good movie.
Absolutely. Great.
So right now we already have the full hour. I could say if you can guys can see.
Right. So
So who wants
that's
to
it.
say goodbye?
I'm gonna say it. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next podcast on number 8 for the test.
See you.
See
See
you
you.
for the next one.